I'm gonna post it on the Jordan too.
But, shout out to Hoop Shark, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Shark. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Shark. Shout out to Hoop Shark. What up, Straight No Chaser Cowboys podcast, the hardest working man in the showbiz.
What's up,
D.
y'all?
Brown, how you feeling?
What's up?
Man, you know, I'm good over here, man. It's a cold-ass day. I'm sure everybody in the world, we just talked backstage, and Cali is super cold, and it's raining kind of consistently. I don't know what's going on over here, but how are things on your side of the world there?
Man, it's cold in Dallas, Texas. It's real cold in Dallas, Texas, man. The cold snap blew in last night. It's about a 28-degree wind chill. They say it's gonna warm up and blow out here. There he is. What's up, Rich?
What's up, folks?
It was gonna blow out here and get back to the 70s or whatever. You know how crazy Dallas weather is. You were here for 3-4 years, so you know
it's facts.
Yeah,
it gets like
70
super
to
dumb,
30,
stupid,
30 back to 70
cold
in 24 hours. And we're still in the middle of the cold snap.
You know the funny thing I saw. I know we be on a tangent, but you know this is what we do out here, man. We talk about real stuff. Remember, I had that windstorm 2 years ago when it was just blowing everything away. It was like not tsunami. It's going too far, but like it seemed like the world's about to come to an end via the rain and wind.
Yep.
And then literally that same day, it was sunny. Like you wouldn't have thought that stuff happened. Like trees were blown down, like businesses were messed up. Then 3 hours later, just beautiful day.
Dallas, Texas weather.
Dallas, Texas, dog.
Texas, period.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Maybe that's where the Cowboys get their bipolar mentality on offense.
That's a nice segue, man.
Well played.
Nice segue.
Because that wind was blowing pretty damn hard earlier in the season, and right now it ain't. Where is it?
Right. Offensively, sure.
You got your guys back now, so there's no excuse that we're not. We're depleted. You got you guys back plus Gallup, who you didn't have when you were making your run earlier in the year. So that has me scratching my head.
There's no excuses. Yeah, you're right, man. And we're going to have to come on with it. And let's go ahead and get into it, man. That stinker that we put up against the football team, the generic football team.
WTF.
The WTF squad. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. What's some of the disappointing things we saw? Now, we don't want to poo-poo on a loss. I mean, I'm sorry, a win. You still got to win your games, no matter how ugly. But let's talk a little bit about, some of the takeaways we saw from that game. Where it should have been an ass whooping and turned to a barely sneak out the back door victory.
Yep, right. They turn your burger into a raw chicken strip, basically. So I was expecting them to just lay it on them. The first thing to me is you got to be able to close out games. I don't care who your opponent is. You have them down, run the football, manage the clock, don't turn the ball over. They just weren't. They weren't able to get first downs against a very sorry WTF defense. I don't even know how to say it.
It's depleted. There's no Chase Young out there. Come on,
defense. There's no Chase Young. There's no Montez Sweat. There's none of that. So you're not able to do that against a team like Washington. Like that game should have been like the Woodley fight last night. It was a drawn out. It was basically down to the last couple of minutes because they let them back in the game. They were back within one score. So. To me, that's the biggest letdown is, you got an opponent down and you're not finishing them off. A weak opponent, what are you going to do when you get into the playoffs and you matched up with the Rams or the Bucks or, maybe even Green Bay or Arizona?
Agreed. And I'm not going to lie, man. I'm one of Dak's most ardent supporters, man, obviously. I love Dak. I'm not going to lie, man. That interception at the end of the game was one of the weakest, poorest, lack of awareness, lack of urgency interceptions I've seen in a long time, man. In a long time. I would expect like David Carr to throw something like that. I would expect freaking the Beeve when he played quarterback to him throw some crap like that.
That's a good point.
You understand me? Like there is no way that you throw an interception like that. It's almost like that was some Vegas. Like Vegas went down and hit the button like, yo, we need to get this spread together.
If we're going to keep it a buck, he's been struggling since he came back from injury.
Yeah, he has.
It's almost like him and Cooper Rush switched souls or something, and he never got his back. So, I don't know, man. Ever since he came back from the injury, he's been off. I know he has some challenges with the OEL, and of course, it throws the timing of a quarterback off when you had a dominant left tackle, and you don't have to worry about pressure coming from the blind side, and your interior guys are giving you time so you can stay in the pocket and read a little longer, and that wasn't happening. So internally, your clock is going, hey, I got to get rid of this ball faster, so you make decisions faster, you make fewer good decisions. But that has been a problem the past couple of weeks. So I'm trying to understand how's it still an issue?
Man, I think there was a lot of talk about this in the local media, Dak in particular, and before I go off on some of the talk that was here and some of the questions that I heard, man, that interception, that was the worst looking interception, and y'all gonna love this, since I think that was the 13th season, Rich, when Dallas was playing Washington with the division on the line.
Yeah, yep.
And Romo threw that in the
Romo.
God,
Romo being Romo.
That was the worst game Romo ever played.
Yep.
Against Washington, and he had one where he just like threw it out in the flat, it's like you ran over and handed it to him. It's like, bro, you were looking right at that dude. That was that I couldn't believe when Dak threw the ball. I was like, because if y'all remember, the play was live from behind Dak from his perspective. So like we were all damn near watching what Dak was.
Yeah, it was like first person view mode.
But so there was a lot of questions, and then our loudmouth owner, of course he had to jump in and create more headlines coming up to the week. But some of the stuff he was saying was justified in terms of, Dak's not been as sharp, and at times he's just not been good since the calf injury. And one of the questions that I thought was valid that I was going to bring up on the show today was, do you think Dak is a little gun shy? It was twofold. Like trusting his body post injury, and has he kind of hit a proverbial wall from even a conditioning standpoint, given the fact that he really didn't condition much
coming into the season? No TAs, no training camp, no
preseason
games, none of that.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he played no preseason, nothing. Then they shut him down a little bit because he had like the little shoulder deal that everybody made a big deal of prior to the season. So those two questions I thought were, at least interesting to consider. Certainly not an excusing the poor play, because look, conditioning and hitting the wall had nothing to do with throwing a ball right to a defender that you looking right in the face, man. They ain't got shit to do with it. But,
man, that looked like when I was coaching 7th grade B team football, bro. Like I was like, what are you doing? You right there in front of you.
He right in front of you, man. He right in front of you.
Yeah, that was a bad flashback for me, man.
It's a little concerning, man. I mean, in that the glass half full thing in this with me is we've seen a stretch or two over Dak's career, where he's had a few bad weeks, but and even Jerry Jones pointed this out in an interview that I heard, that Dak will, do the reps mentally and physically and work himself out of it, and that, his history has shown that. So hopefully, we can fall back on that history, because again, and we talked about this week in and week out. In order for this team to do what we want it to do come postseason, he damn sure has to be good like this version of that. But man, they'll be done in the first half of a playoff game, let alone advancing. So we
need rookie year Dak, not Anthony Wright Dak that we're seeing right now.
They got to get back to
not Anthony Wright.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let Zeke off the hook either.
Nope.
Goodness gracious, man. Who would have thought if this is 2016 and you told me 5 years later that our best two players, quote unquote, our staples, our pillars as they were, in our program are playing worse than they are playing at that moment? Would you believe me?
Mm-hmm.
Zeke maybe. Zeke maybe.
No, I wouldn't.
Because there's attrition with running backs, but quarterback usually you the way how Dak was playing, you only get
usually
better.
If you're 5 or 6, that's when they get better.
Yeah. Like this is like almost Twilight Zone bad of what we are with guys who we've always relied on. Well, Dak has had his up and downs, but overall, and so let me circle it back to what you were saying about do I think lack of conditioning is, and shout out to Between the Game Sports say he should be in shape by now. It's December.
Damn right he should.
Yeah. I think I mirror that sentiment because if Dak had shown me he was a guy who falls off after time, or he wasn't like prepared, his preparedness was suspect, or like guys like Big Ben ain't done that before when they didn't pretty much do no OTAs, no nothing, and just ready to go for the season. If there wasn't precedence, I would probably give credence to that. But since there is, because some guys are just sharp between the ears, which Dak is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think it may be more of him not trusting his body more than it's just the fact that he's not conditioned. I don't think he's not conditioned. I think he knows how to maintain his body at this point. I give him credit for knowing that.
And he hasn't had the type of injuries that will shut him down from keeping his conditioning up, even with the labrum issue or the shoulder or whatever.
Right.
You can still hit the treadmill, you can still hit the bike, stationary. Mm-hmm. So you're a professional, man. You're a plumber, you lose your plunger. You don't shut your whole operation down. You got other tools you use to unclog toilets. Yeah. So there ain't no excuse.
Agreed.
Nah, I mean, this is the fan of Dak Prescott and me talking. I fully expect him to work himself out of it. Because he's shown the ability to do that before. And I think even more this time around because he's got, the guys back. I mean, I know the back's a little bit gimpy, but shout out to my man Clement. I thought he played pretty well given the circumstances. I thought he ran really hard. And I actually thought the line did a pretty solid job of at least giving him decent run lanes. But QB1 is definitely going to have to be better. I expect him to be that. And I expect them, to find a way to cure themselves over the next few weeks, given the fact that they've got get the guys in the line back, and they got the whole gamut, save for Blake Jarwin they got all the receivers back. So I expect him to work himself out of it because I think he's gonna get some help opponent-wise to do that.
And it's almost like the football guards are walking in front of the Cowboys and laying bricks in front of them on the road to the Super Bowl. They just keep stepping away from the bricks. I mean, I don't understand it. It's like you have all these other and like I say, I never use injuries as an excuse in football. You got 53 professional players with contracts. That's their job, regardless of what your name, position, title, draft status, wherever you came from. You are in the league. You're a professional. You're expected to perform up to par. So, but of course, it's an advantage. So they've had the advantage in literally just about every game that they played this year. And they have been all over the place, very inconsistent. When they do win, as of late, it's been kind of head-scratching, that they've had struggles in areas which should be their strength. The Dallas Cowboys are a defensive football team now.
Ain't that something?
Man, that's where I wanted to go, Rich.
Sheesh.
We're a defensive football team now. We damn sure wouldn't have said that last year.
We would have said that before week 7.
Yeah, right. And
that's how. Man, that's a great point you bring up, Rich. That's how.
Shout out to Minnie Davis, man. Minnie Davis in the building.
Minnie, that she is our favorite. Man, it's amazing. Every single year, when you watch, if you really are a fan of NFL football, and whoever your team is, obviously, the boys are ours. Man, that you cannot get too high, too low during the season, man, because the season is so long and the ebb and flow and this whole identity thing, man, is a constantly moving, constantly evolving thing, right? If, to your point, Rich, if you told any one of us prior to week 6 that anything about the Dallas Cowboys identity would have been defensive, we the
I
college.
would have laughed my ass off at you.
Exactly right, because I mean they're averaging damn near 500. They're averaging college-like stats offensively through week 6, week 7. You know, we justifiably griped about, you know, how they couldn't stop the run. Now they were getting turnovers, but they're real porous on defense, man. And you know the pressure to the quarterback was okay. You know, we saw flashes with Parsons and Gregory was trying to come on, but the identity, certainly nothing defensive. And then we segue to last week's performance. My God. Now, I'll say this. As concerned as we all are and should be about that offense getting right, man, if you're going to have anything to bail you out,
when you need a defense like that.
It's
right. Right.
If you got them dogs up front, like what they showed in their game last week.
That was nasty.
Oh, man. When's the last time have we seen
that? Never.
And I'm talking about just straight up pin your ears back and not only make a play from the line, but make a play when you absolutely need it. Like make a play to close
a timely.
Right.
I was too hyped. I was down in Houston.
That has number 11.
Losing my mind, man. It was awesome.
Number 11 has changed the entire defensive world for the Cowboys. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I honestly can't make an argument against him being defensive player of the year.
He's doing it everywhere.
Talk. That's real talk.
He's doing it everywhere.
He's got similar sack numbers to TJ Watt, and he's not a full-time pass rusher. I think he's got over 100 tackles now. Am I correct? Probably, I don't know. I know he's up there. He's up there in the top 10 in tackles, top 10 in sacks, top 10 in quarterback hits, top 10 in tackles for loss. Like Lawrence Taylor, you know, must have been messing around somewhere. Left his offspring somewhere. I mean, I have not seen a rookie come into the league and just set the league on fire like this guy has since LT. So, first team All-Pro, definitely defensive rookie of the year, and it's over the next couple of games. I think he can slam the door shut on DP or the defensive player of the year also.
Man, somebody asked me during the week on the rookie front, Rich. It was the last time I seen a rookie defensive player impact games like he does. I mean, like you mentioned LT. I mean, he's literally he's impacting outcomes from wherever you line him up. I mean, he is that accountable for that team's defensive.
If you recall the end of the Saints game, they even had him covering a receiver downfield, and he had a pass. He had a defended pass.
And he was stride for stride with a receiver.
Stride for stride with a receiver. Man. Come on.
He want that though. He want those type of odd assignments, man. He's that kind of guy, man.
Yeah.
And what's live about it, man, is how readily and openly he embraces the role. It's like, man, I don't care what the assignment is. If I need to cover that receiver, cool. If I need to rush this dude from the edge, cool. If I need to, collapse this gap right here so this twisted stunt can get off, cool. If I got to do down sideline,
throw this out here. Cool. He played a little running back in high school.
he looks it too. He looks it.
I like that look.
He looks it.
But the bee might, it's not out of the realm. We've seen the bee pull out some crazy shit. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
I love it.
The bee put in a package and you know what? He may pull it out in January.
Right. You should.
You know what I mean?
You got the record
JJ Watt.
I mean, I like that.
To Micah Parsons. And he might go for 40.
You do it. Hey, you seen Warren Sapp play on the O-line before? You seen JJ Watt line up at tight end? Hey, throw it out there, man. Make him guess.
Strange things have happened, man.
Absolutely. Deion Sanders playing receiver. Hey, man, do it. If I got the ability, I wouldn't be surprised you see Trayvon Diggs out there at some point doing some stuff like that. So I'm with that.
Right. Exactly right.
Micah Parsons currently at 75 tackles, 12 sacks. Ugh, the nasty. Followed by Randy Gregory with 6, and nobody else really got nothing going on the sack game. So
he's a whole defense. He's a whole front seven by himself. That's why they give him number 11. He's 11 by himself.
His sack yards 115, tackles for loss 17. Nobody else is even close to double digits on our team. Well, Curse is 8. It's been nasty, dog.
Solidly nice this year, man.
Yes, he has.
Really nice free agent pickup, by the way. I've liked this game from week one. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned it. I wish we could a couple more curses. And before my boy Terrell went down, if we get some cats like him that have range and can actually make plays in the backfield, unlike, wait a minute, what's his name, Rich?
Vander Elsewhere.
Yeah, I had to let Rich come up with it.
Shout out to Vander Elsewhere.
Vander Elsewhere.
Right. But that's a discussion for I guess draft time or what have you. But I like Curse's game, man. I really like what he's brought to the table. Even Keanu Neal.
Yeah, for sure.
For that, man, I from free agent pickups, the guys that have solidly contributed. I mean, because we were looking for things from Randy Gregory. And we were looking for things from. We were hopeful for Van Der Esch, but that hadn't happened. And
nope.
I'm going to rotate to going back to the D-line real quick.
Okay.
We'll put this out there for y'all, man. Tell me what y'all think. Y'all out there in the chat, tell me what y'all think. I'm of the contention that from a depth standpoint, this might be the deepest D-line rotation they've had since the Super Bowl years.
Since 92.
Where you at on that?
Since 92. I agree.
Like the Diggy Zors, the Dorrance Armstrongs, the Terrell Bashams, they remind me of the Kavika Pittmans, Jimmy Joneses.
Right.
Those guys, like, these weren't star guys. Those older guys I just mentioned all got paid, by the way. Yeah, man, I mean, it's like quietly, and all of a sudden, Dallas has they got their frontline guys in Gregory, and now D-Law's back. Neville Gallimore, who's out there and made his presence felt. You guys said Diggy Zoo has been a really nice come up, but man, he's like, they flipping these guys, and it's Dorrance Armstrong, striding in the end zone. It's Terrell Basham making a play. It's like all of a sudden, man, these cats got a nice D-line rotation.
They have a very nice D-line.
If you want to do something, especially if you got a struggling offense, and you need a play-making defense up front with a good D-line rotation, because I still say that was probably the single most underrated aspect of the old 90s Cowboys teams was the depth of that D-line.
No
they
doubt.
had the sexy names with, of course, Emmett, Troy, and Mike, and you had a nice little run with some other receivers because you had the great Jay Novacek and those guys. But the underrated aspect of that team was how deep and how effective that D-line rotation was, and quietly, very quietly, to Rich's earlier point about becoming a defensive team, that's really kind of becoming their identity. And to be honest with you guys, I'm here for it.
For sure. And Rich, before you go
with that.
Yeah, I want to say this too. Well, first, y'all hit the like button, man. I see we got 7 checking us out. I appreciate that, man. If y'all like what's going on, you get no fluff over here. You don't get us talking about Troy, Emmett, and Irvin all day long. We don't talk about Romo all day long. We talk about current stuff. So where else you getting D-line discussion at? So y'all hit that like button, man, if y'all like what's going on with this Straight No Chaser podcast. And I want to say this too. The fact that we've been doing that still from patchwork, not having D-Law pretty much the whole year, bringing Micah down there as well, and we've been still aggressive and successful in that capacity. So I want to give us so much credit for being able to pivot, is what they call it. So that's a very good strength of a good football team, because we've seen the Ravens with a stalling offense. That defense carried them all the way to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
Now, I call it the Ravens, but I'm just saying this is a precedent for what we've seen.
And they had injuries that year too. Was it 2000? Yep. So that's to your point. You have to deal with the cards that you have in your hand. So defensively, we've done a great job of adjusting to the personnel. It's just the offense that continues to make us scratch our head. Just imagine if we were performing offensively the way that we're capable of what we shown earlier in the year. Man, that would be something to see. So the next 4 games, there's some opportunity for Dak to turn things around. The Giants are absolutely pathetic. They're probably the worst team on our schedule this year. So there's definitely no reason for him not to have a good game today. Then you have I know they have the Cardinals. They have the Eagles twice. Am I correct?
Yeah. They beat the crap out of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think they play Washington again.
Oh, they play Washington again. That's right.
Yeah. The Eagles are the last game. They smacked. That was one of the early ass whippers that the Cowboys put on that had everybody buzzing. They put up a 40 burger against the Eagles in the game here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think you bring up a great point, Rich, in that the hope is that this offense can return to something what it looked like weeks 1 through 6. I mean, because we still haven't seen Dallas play a complete game on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And there's light encouragement in that. I mean, there's definitely things to concern about because you can see where the holes are. You can see where the weaknesses that will get you beat in a playoff matchup. But you also, if you look at it objectively, this team had put its best, most complete game together in all 3 phases, and certainly on both sides of the ball. I mean, man, if they do that the way this thing is starting to look on the defensive side of the ball, it's gonna be a problem, man. And that's kind of the hope, and the fact that you've got very demonstrated holes, which we've emphasized all year, and even like this current offensive slide. And if you take care of your business today, as we fully expect, even with all that with 3-4 weeks left in the game, you got 10 wins already.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and before you go, I got to acknowledge, man, donating to the channel, man. Shout out to April.
Yo,
the 20 ball. Appreciate it, man. Supporting the product that we put out here every week. Yes, April. Appreciate it. Go ahead, keep rocking, Darren.
Yeah, man. I was just saying this to land the plane on the balance point. Where we've seen early on where despite the defensive struggles, offense killed. They're doing that thing. Now the tables have turned a little bit, man. If they can get that balance and find it, before the playoffs begin, this Dallas fans can feel real good about that team's chances of really doing something, if they were able to find that balance. But we the whole saying about if was a fifth, so QB1 has to find it.
we know about if so much over here on our side.
And it really starts with him. We're being honest. It starts with the $40 million man. I mean, he's got to be better. Going down the stretch and going into this thing, man. If Dallas is going to do something, I mean, that defense can make all the plays they want. If QB1 shits the bed, then it's going to be early exit, and he's going to catch all the smoke that he should get.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Hold on, we back in it. Hold on, Rich. We back in it. Oh, got the 10 ball from between the game sports. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all liking it. It says between the game sports says, I love the fact y'all speak from a non-emotional, objective point of view for your team. It's healthy to see.
That's love right there, brother.
Not get this from Cowboy affiliates. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir. That's love right there, man. We really appreciate that.
For sure.
Have you ever seen the word Super Bowl come out of our mouth one time in 15 episodes?
Right.
That ain't what we do over here, man.
Nope.
Hope y'all appreciate that because we want to dispel the rumor that Cowboy fans every week, we about to win it all. All the boys about to take it.
Just want to hit this up real quick and begin between games. That's love. I love that statement, man. That's that made my morning. Note just came in on Sports Day, y'all. Tony Pollard is a go. He's active today.
Yes. Yep.
Very surprised to see that out that with that plantar fasciitis tail.
Yeah.
That's
Tony
very surprising.
How much go will he have? We're definitely about to find out. But anytime I see that Tony Pollard is a go, I'm good with it.
Right.
How smart is that?
Extra magazine for your weapon, man.
How smart is that pick now, man? Good gracious,
man. I'm good with
Holy cow. That boy make life better for us, man. That's for damn sure, man. Because again, we talked about Zeke earlier. I don't see the old Zeke no more. I can't keep
going to be the question for me during the offseason. That's one of the biggest question marks going into 2022. What they gonna do with Zeke? I think we're at the point where it's decision time.
Yeah.
And given what he's done, his body of work over the past year, 2 years, I don't know.
I think there's 3 really long money guys, and I know we'll probably get into this as it gets closer to that. It's 3 real big frontline long money guys
right.
that got to make decisions on. Zeke is at the top of that list. You got D-Law right behind that. You got Amari Cooper. These are all.
And you have Ty Rouch Smith.
Yeah, his financial situation isn't quite as as crippling?
It's more of a functional decision for him because can he even get through a season anymore?
No, ever.
No.
I
don't think anybody with any objectivity, really any sense, can go say, Tyron will shake it off and he'll give you 16 games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you can objectively say that Tyron Smith can comfortably give you 10 to 12.
No.
And you can't, if you look at it, when you got your $40 million man back there, you protecting his blind side.
Right.
You can't give away 4 games like that.
No.
Right. It's like having a Maserati, but you only have insurance coverage for 6 months out the year.
Exactly. What's the point?
Exactly. Yeah,
that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think we poo-pooed enough. Let's move forward to this week. We got the old stank ass Giants. Let's talk about this team that brought in Jalen Smith.
Yes,
for the practice.
I saw that this morning.
That's a true NFC East move. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts so far about that, man? As far as the optics and what have you?
On paper, like I said, there's no reason why this should not only be a win, but a very dominant win. This is a terrible football team. You have Mike Glennon, who's probably a step or two ahead of me in terms of being an NFL quarterback. He has no damn business being in the league. He's one of those guys that you scratch your head and wonder how did he survive for so long and how does he keep getting contracts starting at quarterback. You still have a somewhat limited Saquon Barkley. You have injuries all over the place. You have coaching turmoil. They got rid of your boy, the legendary Clapper, as an offensive
Red
coordinator.
Clap.
You happy? It.
Red Clap.
There, like I said, on paper, there's no reason why they should not only win it, but win big. However, this is a division rival, and we know that those games are always tough when you're fighting against your little brother, which is like you.
Yeah.
So, across the board, that they check all the boxes on all 3, areas of the football. But again, weird stuff happens. Every Sunday you got to go out and you got to beat the guys to get off their bus.
Yeah. And I'll say this before you go, Darren. We saw that last night with yesterday with Jackson State losing to South Carolina State. That was supposed to be an ass whooping. Jackson State was supposed to beat the brakes off them.
What was the score of that game?
It was like 20. Don't give me a line. Like 35-7 or some shit like that.
Oh, wow.
Something or 10.
Yeah, they got their ass whipped.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat that. Yeah, South Carolina State beat their ass, and South Carolina State has lost to common opponents from Jackson. But what they coach did a good job of putting them in an echo chamber. Like and we talked about this on a pregame show. Shout out to my boy Between the Game Sports 3110. Yeah. So me and Will talked about this on a pregame show. The coach made them stay on the bus or stay out of the field as long as they could. And I was like, that's interesting because that's how you start that bunker mentality amongst your guys. So it's like, it's us against the world. We don't want none of that flash. We don't want that because you don't want your guys taking too much of that in because obviously everybody there to see Jackson State. And when I heard that, I was like, interesting because that's how sports are a moxie-driven entity. Like you can manufacture things that your guys typically can't do. Yeah. But if you can manufacture it in short space, you can get results. And we saw in that game. Now Jackson messed up. Like they could have scored earlier and put that game away. They didn't.
Right.
You let them hang around. You let them believe, which almost happened to us last week.
Correct.
So maybe that bunker mentality can make a game out of this. And me seeing that reference from yesterday, like, damn, I hope that's not what's going on. It's not like it's going to affect our season like that. But we need to beat everybody. We don't need to have no shadow of a doubt that we are. I mean, we know we're the class of NFC East. We know that. But we need to start shaking this pecking order out as far as the NFC East overall, with not being back for the Cardinals.
Well, because, they're one game behind the conference leaders. So Arizona's got some injury problems. They lost DeAndre Hopkins, which is massive for the rest of the season. Green Bay's got some injuries that they're working through. That's the same way we should. And the Rams, still trying to figure out, how they putting all their pieces together.
Right.
So it's there for
it's
the
open.
take.
It's open.
If you want to be successful in the postseason, you have to have a first round bye. Period. This is not the 2020 Tampa Bay Bucks that we're looking at. They're not going to go on the road and win 4 games to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Ain't going to happen. They need home field advantage and a bye.
Absolutely.
You bring up a great point, Rich, in how open the NFC is. And when you talk about the teams that are like all jockeying for position, like you said, Dallas is, 1 game behind the leaders in terms of win-loss. It sounds and looks and feels like the team that figures it out here at the end, or the push towards
so true.
The playoff line, the team that figures it out is a team that's going to end up finding themselves in LA in February.
Mm-hmm.
And the encouraging thing from the Dallas Cowboy fan perspective is that Dallas is one of those teams. And it's just been a really interesting season to, see how, how this chapter has played itself out. And like, wow, okay, they were terrific offensively, hit a wall, kind of in a malaise right now. Defense, kind of abysmal at the beginning, tighten some things up. Still not quite where I would like them, from a run standpoint, but it's getting better because you got guys back, Gallimore, Odigizor, guys like that. I think Tristan Hill is probably coming back as well. So, and now they got the pass rushers back, all on the field for the first time last week, and we saw, like we said, hopefully that's a portent of things to come. So, man, again, if like everybody else is doing, like Rich mentioned, like the Tampas and like LA, like Cliff mentioned, Arizona, they've got their issues. Now when you lose, like the Arizona situation, now when you lose up, and like the earliest he can come back would be like the NFC Championship game, all of a sudden, again,
life has changed.
Circumstances fall in line. That's why I laugh at people, man. What teams should do. It's so hard getting there, and it's so much of what you don't control has to fall right for you. Like, you got to play well, and other things have to happen for you. Opportunities.
Absolutely.
In any professional league, in any team pursuing that's in a real conversation for a championship. So you don't take the your successes for lightly. Overly stressed on losses. If you put yourself in this position, which good and bad, the Cowboys have done, because at the end of the day, they go out here and take care of their business in Jersey today. They're 10-4, and they are right in the mix with everybody else to represent NFC come February, man. So just hopefully the good guys with stars in the helmet figure it out. Starting with $40 million man, and I don't know if you're a suspicious type, crossing fingers, whatever. Please let Michael Parsons get through this deal and not re-aggravate something, and he's out. 6 weeks, man, because not having him, like, just put a big dent in your possibilities.
No, but put a fork in that big steak.
Like
put a fork in that steak. It's finito.
Right.
We know Michael Parsons, bro. We're not in these games that we need that extra spark from now.
Yeah. Considering
Randy Gregory was out some as well, if you capstone that with no D-Law, no Micah, come on, man. What we talking about here?
Correct.
Everybody gonna pick on Anthony Brown. It's gonna be, what time it is, and they're gonna run the ball with impunity, and it just is what it is. I do want to say this. Brent Jackson says it's cold out here right here now. I hope we bring the run game. I also expect some Dallas players to have COVID cases to jump. We getting hit heavy over here. Interesting backstory though.
It's an outstanding point
that nobody's talking about. But Unicron, Omicron, Megatron, whatever the hell they call it.
I'm like, count on Rich, man. The word various. Rich gonna bring it every time.
I love it.
Whatever the latest one is called, it's back and it's serious, because you look at the NBA. Look at the NBA. The NFL pushed. I know the Seahawks and the Rams are playing on Tuesday, and I think they pushed another game back also. So
yeah,
as crazy as it sounds, even COVID is going to be a factor, because you lose key guys. Massive. Lord forbid you lose one of the guys like I don't even want to speak it into existence, but you lose guys. We lost Amari for 2 games because of COVID. So and you saw what happened those 2 games without him.
Yeah.
You lose key guys because of COVID, man. It's a real issue right now. We are looking at another wave, whether we want to admit it or not.
Yep.
We're looking at another wave on the way. So
COVID management is as important as anything right now, and you got to have some luck your way. I just saw a note in the last 5 minutes. Frank Vogel from the Lakers in the protocol.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope the whole team get in protocol. We can't play the rest of the season. God, man, I can't stand watching my Lakers, bro.
And if you look at, I know that was a sore spot.
It's like they spent the offseason.
Yeah, that's a sore spot. It is. Yes.
But man, if you look at to Rich's point and to Brent's point, and shout out to Brent for
bringing that up, because that was dope.
The unofficial fourth member of the podcast, man.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the injury list on each team, go down, man. I don't think you'll see less than 3 to 4 guys on each team on their injury reports where guys are out.
That's crazy.
Dealing with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the wave is on, and the cases are going up. So that's just another thing, man. Things have to fall right.
And it's a domino effect too.
If your team can manage it and be there with most of your guys, and they're doing their thing, here you go.
Right. The NFL's COVID protocols, basically, if you get a scratch on your arm, they cut the whole damn arm off. So, if you were in a room with someone that tested positive, you're out. That's just it.
You see, KD, he already had it. Now he's back in protocol again. That's crazy.
Right. So that's the thing that concerns me, is that it doesn't even have to be, one of the key guys themselves. It could be one of the practice squad players. It could be the equipment guy. It could be the bus driver. It could be, anybody that they come into contact with. And when they do contact tracing, they go all the way back to anyone who's had extended time with that person, and they take them off the active list, put them on COVID protocol.
Yep.
This is not the time of year for that. Even with the weak teams that we have on our schedule, this is not the time to have, personnel losses because of COVID.
Well, I had to have a quick wardrobe change, man. That hat was hot as hell. I decided to trigger some of y'all Houston folk. I know y'all like Astros and Cowboy fans. So I had to trigger y'all real quick. Hope y'all like that.
You should walk around with that on in LA and trigger some of the people out there.
Well, this me and Hoover Crip actually. So yeah, I'm not wear that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like watch wearing Houston Astros hats out there because it means something different. I was like,
oh, okay.
Noted.
Never mind.
Noted. So when I hit my little Hispanic bars up, it's all good over there. So that's when I wear my Astros garb. But when we get to the N words out there, I put my Astros stuff up. So I actually went to an NHL game, my first one ever, actually, watching the Ducks and the Las Vegas slot machines, or whatever the name of that team is out there. So, nobody was wearing no damn mask. That's for damn sure, because it's in Orange County. Great experience, man. If you never get a chance, go. I know, Darren, you go to Stars games.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I never went to a Stars game living in Dallas for 4 years of my life. I've never done it.
And they're good now, so it's hype.
Yeah. It was good before I left, and so I was actually gonna buy a jersey from Dick's Sporting Goods, but I didn't because I wanted to go to a game, but it just never happened. But man, the Ducks put out a good one, and it was a good game because I know I'm going on a tangent, but it was like an empty netter kind of situation because Las Vegas needed to score. So that's like you got the best version of hockey. That's your first hockey game. I'm familiar with the sport, but I just never seen it in person. But an empty netter situation is action packed because they have to score, and obviously you don't have a goalie. It was good action, man.
As a fan clip, I got a suggestion for you, man. That'll heighten that experience fivefold. Go to a playoff hockey game. Whole different ball game, bro.
Okay.
You go to a playoff hockey game, it'll blow your doors, man. I promise.
Go back to a
playoff
game.
Hockey is as intense live a fan experience as anything, because I mean you kind of like analogous to baseball, but obviously more faster pace. But man, you living and dying on every rush at the net, on every puck, and again they don't stop. I mean, there's no shootout, no nothing, bro. It's like they keep going and they keep going till somebody win, man. It's intense as hell. So add a playoff hockey game to you.
I'm gonna slide on down there, man.
I'm always fascinated by the fact that 200 plus pound men can ice skate
back to us on that.
Or
Quick
Disney
question.
on ice.
What you say, Rich?
I said I've always been fascinated by the fact that 200 plus pound men can get on ice blades and skate around like Disney on ice or Cinderella on ice.
That's exactly what I said watching it.
A different level of athleticism, man.
And play a sport and skate.
Right. You have
crazy.
no traction. You have a single blade on your shoes and moving at a NASCAR pace, man. That's crazy.
It is NASCAR pace,
Yeah.
and so much starting and stopping, and that's why they got all those line changes, which is it's imperative. And so I could just imagine being a coach or a manager, I think they call them, to have to know which one to put in during which time when you're being aggressive and when you're not. Because it's like you can have your best guy off the ice, and then the other one's attacking. When it's so much from a tactical standpoint, because it's not a big space that all this action is going on, and that thing going around the horn like the whole time. It's yeah, man.
Y'all go to hockey game. You'll get your ass whipped otherwise.
We say now?
So you got to have hands too, otherwise you get your ass whipped.
You goddamn right. So yeah, I had to throw that. So where's you getting a hockey reference in a Cowboys podcast?
That's
not
right.
Just bloviating.
That's right.
About
knowledge going on over here, man.
There you go, man. He's an experienced gentleman on this panel. I'm just saying. April Renee says, better than watching my Nuggets whole damn team injured. Yeah, I mean,
oh Lord,
y'all the deepest non-deep team that ever existed, man. Y'all got this is gonna be what y'all do every time, man. This is y'all, man. This is what y'all do. Ooh, I like this one. Hit up a European soccer game. They do not play.
Yes, indeed.
I'm
an Arsenal fan. Been to a couple Arsenal games over in the Premier League. She's right.
I covered a Mexico versus Honduras friendly.
Whole different experience.
Man,
damn.
Let me tell you, the crowd noise at an NFL game at its peak, they were louder than that when they were warming up.
No doubt. There's no joke there. There's no joke there. Yeah. And go to a big rivalry matchup,
That's what I'm saying. It was friendly. It was friendly. It wasn't even a serious World Cup game. It was just friendly exhibition game, and man, they had us locked in the press box till like 2 a.m. because they couldn't get the people to calm down and get the hell out of the stadium. The game was over, tied 1-1. Like no drama, no nothing. They were just that riled up.
Oh yeah.
Well, you mentioned the Premier League. In England, they got those soccer firms, man. Like they should just fight after the game. That's all they want to do. They want to fight. And they call if you see this movie called Green Street Hooligans, it kind of encapsulates that culture like perfectly. And some dudes just want to come to fight. Like, of course, they want their team to win. If their team don't win, they want to fight. If their team win, they want to fight. It don't matter. they came to fight.
Oh
like not shoot nobody, not knife nobody. They came to fight.
No.
Like they want to fight.
Yeah,
and that's the culture. Yeah, so that's a lot different than our American culture, which we claim these dudes got hands and all this. Nah, them dudes over there want to fight.
No, it's real.
Yeah, they want to fight.
Yeah. Ain't no dapping up. Ain't no good game. Ain't no sportsmanship. Nah.
Nope.
What's up, bro? What you want to do?
Keep your head on a swivel and guard your grill for real.
And the whole village whipping your ass at the same time.
That's funny as hell.
I got a question for you on this point spread, man.
Yeah, go ahead, man. What you got?
So the Cowboys are favored, I think, 11.5, 12 points. Y'all like him to cover that?
I wish I could answer that with confidence. I really wish I do.
You kind of where I am, Rich.
Right. Because, you don't know what team is going to come out there. Are we going to come out there and do like we did Atlanta? Or are we going to come out there and do like we did versus Denver? So, even like I said, even with the horrible offense that they had, we should clearly dominate time possession. We should have the ball way more than their pathetic offense should have this game. Mm-hmm. But like I said, they got to get the nuts and bolts clicking. Glad that Pollard's back. I don't know, how much he'll be able to help today.
Right.
I think we all talked about that. Jason's got to get back to running the football. Run the freaking football. That sets up everything else. It keeps your defense even fresher. You control the clock. You take away playbook opportunities for the opposing offense. That's when we start clicking. So we haven't quite reached that point yet. So I don't know how they plan on doing it today. I'm trusting the Beeve. I think that he's got some more things in his toolbox that he hasn't shown us yet.
Beeve reference.
That's what I was waiting on.
Give my boy up there.
The Beeve.
But they should. I'm going to cautiously say that they should cover the spread today, but not overly confident, as you can tell by my tone.
Yes, sir.
That's a nice tease toward prediction time. I like that, Rich. Nice.
Well, before I say mine, I want to say, man, y'all hit that like button on this chat. You know what I mean? It does help the algorithm out, helps the channel grow. If you're not done so, subscribe, man. Nobody give it to you like this, man. The Straight No Chaser Cowboys podcast, God dog it.
Like, share, subscribe. Matter of fact, download a copy of this and put it in everybody's stocking for Christmas. So up on Christmas Day. Get you some of the Straight No Chaser for Christmas.
There we go. We'll settle for posting on somebody's Facebook wall. We'll settle for that.
The gift that keep on giving.
The gift that God doggone keep on giving, man. Cover spread. You said 12-point spread there?
Yeah. Like 11.5, 12. Yep.
Yeesh.
We should beat that, man. We should be way over that, man. This shouldn't even be a game. This shouldn't be a game. But
it's a bunch of crazy spreads out there today. For those of you that so engaged, there's a bunch of stuff, man. Like, and it's a couple that I'm absolutely not touching because all these injuries and COVID, like we talked about. Like Miami's a double-digit favorite over the Jets. Ain't touching it.
Rivalry game too.
I think Denver's a big double-digit spread today. You know what game I'm not touching that's not a double-digit deal? I'm just not touching it because it's two of the worst damn teams in the whole league.
Texas versus Jaguars.
Texas Jaguars.
The Super Bowl.
I would bet somebody it ain't happening, dog. Yeah, I feel bad.
That's a stinker right there.
Yep. The IamPathetic.com classic.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Hey, we should have put together $15 and sponsored that bowl game. I'm sure we could have scraped up a super chat money and bought that for a bowl game. For the Straight No Chaser bowl.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd have accepted that gracious fee.
Yeah, Rich. I'm consciously I'm hesitant to like confidently say that they'll cover that because when I saw it, I was like, it's the Giants, because anytime it's supposed to be, then that's when things get funky. Then you got it's cold up there. You know how the wind swirls in that stadium. I mean, just all this, all this little deal. Hopefully Mr. Miyagi didn't lay hands on Saquon, and he has a game of the season.
Thanks.
This, what I'm saying? I mean, it's because we all
know we can't defend the run for shit.
I'm a fan of the kid, but he's had a big injury, thing that's kind of hampered his career. But man, if he's feeling halfway decent, he can bust one at any moment. So it's just all these different things. And the fact that, let's just keep it a band like we do on this show. This is the biggest game of the year for the Giants. No question. The Cowboys are coming to town. And they absolutely have nothing to lose. They are abysmal. They are pathetic. This is the biggest game. But no. So whatever they've got in New York is minuscule as it is. It's gonna be the best they got because it's Cowboys. So that's you like to see Dallas go in because they are the better team and not just on paper. If you line that personnel up player for player, Dallas should go in and beat their ass. And if they are the team, the good team that we purport them to be, then they should go in there and beat their ass.
By far the better team. Not even close. Well, fellas, it's that time of day again, man. The Lucky Whitehead Award time, baby. It's that time.
It is that time.
It is that time.
All right, man. So anybody want to step up first and give the Lucky Whitehead Award? It's funny backstory. Last night I saw him live on Instagram and I started to reach out to him to come on to the show, but he was a little turned up last night. So I was like, I'm gonna wait till he comes down from his great Saturday night. Lucky was turned up last night.
I think they were playing their Pro Bowl game or whatever the equivalent of that is.
Oh, okay.
I know he made their
shot Lucky Whitehead on that. That's
all CFL team or whatever.
He
made it this year.
Russian bot has shown up.
Yeah,
the bots have shown up, baby. You see, we doing our thing when the Russian bots show up on your stream there. What you got though? You want to go first, Rich?
Yeah. For me, it's real easy. It's number 11. He once again snatched victory from the jaws of defeat last week. Key sacks, key plays, shutting down drives. That fumble, oh my God. That forced fumble.
Excellent play.
The kid is just he is the guy who changes the pace of the game. He showed it again last week. And despite of us having a otherwise pretty lethargic offensive performance, he shined, and he had his moment. So number 11 gets it for me.
There you go.
There it is. Can't refute that. I'm since I think Rich predictably went with number 11 because how could you not? I'm gonna shift mine again on defensive side of the ball because didn't really.
You better not do it. Don't do it.
Anything.
Don't do it. You about to steal mine. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm going with Randy Gregory.
You stole mine, you bastard.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm going with Randy Gregory, man, because you were hopeful that you come back and impact the game, and I think it was it Randy Gregory that made the play that solidified my pregame prediction of the scoop and score.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was the one that made the hit. I was trying to find the caption. I'm kicking myself for not saving it for the show, but that I don't know if y'all saw it. There was a caption of Randy Gregory literally laying on his side after he forced that fumble, like
looking at the entire
shitty grin you've ever seen. And Taylor Heineke look at him like, dude, what the hell? He's like, hey, how you doing? It was awesome. But yeah, shout out to
Randy. How's your day going?
I just busted that ass. Randy Gregory gets my lucky this week. Okay.
And Randy was going to be my initial one, but I do have a backup, and I'm going to give it to Mr. Clement, man. We talked about pre-show last game, finding out Tashard choice. And he came in with solid running, man.
Yeah.
And at one point, he was looking like he was going for a day, and then they stopped giving the ball, obviously. But he looked good, man. And I text you, Darren, during the game. I was like, well, we might have Tashard. So he stepped up and played well where we needed that body to be. So I'm going to give Clement my lucky Whitehead Award.
That's a good call.
For week 14.
He did an excellent job in picking up, I guess what you can call it a blitz, but he did his job.
He did good in pass pro.
He did good pass protection. Yeah,
he did a good job in pass pro, man. Mm-hmm. He looked like a cat that wanted to stay around for next week. That's what he looked like.
Yep.
But y'all,
that's a smart man.
Those hungry guys, man. You give them a chance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You look like a guy that wanted to stay around and get an NFL check next week.
That's well said.
Shout out to my man Clement. That was a good call.
Mm-hmm. Well said. Okay, well, let's land the plane of the show. Shout out to Bernard Riley for that. I always steal that line. So let's talk about predictions for our lovely football game we got going on in about 53 minutes. Predictions, gentlemen. What you got?
For the first time this season, I am going to hand the ball to the defense. I think that they carried the torch for us today, and they pitched their first shutout. 28-0 Cowboys.
Nice.
Damn, you came in hot.
Rich, what was the number again?
28-0.
20-0.
28-0.
Strong.
Dunk. Pass the joystick.
I like the logic with that, Rich. I especially the defense. I think the defense scores again today. I think they put the offense in the really favorable short field type scenario today. Just pretty much wreak havoc. And I'm gonna go with a very rich. I will give them, because Dallas is Dallas. They'll somehow find a way to give up a play this year. I'll go with Dallas 31-6.
31-6. Okay.
No touchdowns for the G-Man. Couple measly field goals, and unfavorable field position all day for them.
I'm rocking with that logic. I guess I'll do here, man. You would think that we would just blow the doors off them. Obvious, logical reasoning says so. Last week, we should have had a burger. I presented the burger. We had, 19.5 or something like that? 20.
And it was looking like a triple.
Man, that burger had the char marks on it and everything.
Oh, yeah, man. It was charred up. But then you look at the buns. The buns were expired. Like, I can't even eat this burger. Dang. You can't even eat the burger.
Yeah.
But this week, I think the staff went back in there. They went to the supply chain. They's like Safeway. We gotta have prime buns this week. We gotta have.
Here it come.
Give me your freshest buns you got, and we gonna eat the burger. 40 burger on them boys, man.
40?
40
piece.
We got to. I think they've been hearing all week how bad of a loss that was. They're gonna come in on firing all cylinders, and the Giants they don't have nothing to offer to beat us. I still think they're gonna give away a WTF moment. So I'm gonna go 42-13, Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. The cholesterol special. I can do
cholesterol special.
I like it.
I like it.
Give me a cholesterol special.
Bacon and cheese.
Bacon and cheese on the burger, man. We got to, because y'all made me look bad last week, and it was supposed to be a burger, and I was just like, y'all really gonna do this to me?
Sure.
So yeah,
they owe us one, man. They owe us one of those off the menu fat burger.
They do.
You know, the kind
secret
you
menu
know that they have, like the only you and the cook know. Hey, give me that the one. Yeah, they call it the one. Okay, I got you. That's what we deserve.
Right. Absolutely, we deserve that. They've been deprived us too long.
With fries and a shake.
Exactly. Golly. But yeah, that's my prediction, man. So we'll see who comes out correct. Gentlemen, great show as always. Anything you want to impart upon the audience before we peace out?
Get right, get tight. Both sides of the ball. And no better time to start than right now in about 50 minutes. You know, if you needed a situation that lends itself to get, to get in that process of getting yourself together, this is the week. Mm-hmm. So there it is.
I want to see Cooper Rush in victory formation. That should tell you something right there. Yep, I want to see Dak Prescott chilling on the sidelines, laughing it up, chilling, high-fiving Micah Parsons and, just enjoying their day. And I want to see Cooper Rush and all the guys who don't normally play. I want to see them in the fourth quarter. That's the kind of game I want to see today. Not because of injury either. I want to see them because it's that damn bad. That, you know what? Let's stop the hell out of them. Let's take the foot off the gas. Enough.
Right.
With that.
Yeah. Same
here, man. Take care of business. Beat their ass. Like, this is not supposed to be a game that's supposed to be worth talking about. Hopefully they won't do that's a great comment by April. Hopefully we won't see the cardiac Cowboys. Just let us enjoy our Sunday before Christmas. Let us just ease on into it, man. Don't do this to us. Don't do it to us, man. Just respect the fact that we some loyal supporters. We want to come back and be right next week. Don't do it to us, man, and make us look like some liars, man. Nothing else. Do it for us. Do it for the podcast.
Do it for the cast, man.
Do it for the cast, man. But y'all hit the like button on the way out, man. If y'all like what's going on, please subscribe to the page, man. We coming every week, giving y'all that objective Cowboys talk like nobody else is doing. And I hope y'all appreciate the product, because we damn sure do. If you want to hit the Cash App, you can. You see it scrolling on the bottom. These gentlemen we do a phenomenal show, man. And them numbers going to be way up. And y'all people who rocking with us season 1, y'all going to be our pioneers, man. So when other people jump in on it, we always going to give y'all that acknowledgement. Because we see who's on here every week, and we really appreciate that. We really do, man. Even if you just comment, y'all mean a lot to what we do. So, with that being said, I guess we out, man. Peace.
What's up?
Oh, hold on, we ain't do our toast. Straight no chaser. Let's get
Straight no chaser, baby.
Now we out.
Now we out.
Peace.
Shout out to Hoop Sharky, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Sharky. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Sharky.
Shout out to Hoop Sharky.